Two bishops, two knights, two rooks, one queen, and one king are all pieces on a chessboard. A young man in the bid to raise $1 million for children's education across Africa made himself, family, and Nigeria proud by playing the chessboard game for 60 hours and setting a world record. Well done, Tunde Onakoya. But how can Nigeria cash out from the chessboard game? We'll take a look at this on the show today, and also the news that Nigeria has applied for another loan deal with the World Bank. This is MarketSquare. My name is Oluwapelubeyawe, and as always, I'm delighted to have you join me on the show. First on the show today is good news for Nigeria and Africa. Ajay Banga, who is the president of the World Bank, has commended Nigeria's efforts in implementing electricity tariff reforms, while urging the need for further regulatory certainty and clarity in tariff policies. Banga made the assertion on the same day the organized private sector in Nigeria declared that the new increase in electricity tariff would force over 65% of private businesses, especially manufacturing components, including small and medium industries, to close down. The organized private sector of Nigeria comprises top business membership organizations. There you have the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, MAN. You also have the Nigeria Association of Chambers of Commerce. You have Industry of Mines and Agriculture. Others are also the Nigeria Employers Consultative Association. You have Nigeria Association of Small-Scale Industrialists and the Nigerian Association of Small and Medium Enterprises. Now, these bodies represent over 5 million businesses in Nigeria. If you recall, on the 3rd of April 2024, the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission approved an increase in the electricity tariff for customers under the Band A classification. The organized private sector of Nigeria, in a statement, said a 200% increase in electricity tariff at this difficult time is inimical to the survival of their businesses and would lead to an unprecedented downturn in the private sector. The organized private sector of Nigeria pointed out that Nigeria now ranks third after Germany and the United Kingdom on the list of countries with highest electricity costs. They called for the suspension of the implementation of the new tariff to enable all stakeholders have meaningful dialogue around the process and methodology of determining the tariff, as well as jointly agreeing on the transparent mechanism required for tariff setting. Whilst Africa has over 1.2 billion people, not less than 600 million people are without access to electricity in this time and age in 2024. The World Bank chief, Mr. Banga, reiterated the necessity of social safety nets to protect the most vulnerable and the importance of paying the appropriate amount for electricity consumption. Towards the end of his speech, Mr. Banga pledged, alongside our very own Mr. Akinwumi Adesina, the president of the African Development Bank, to address electricity shortage in Africa. The goal is to narrow down the gap and provide affordable electricity to over 300 million individuals in Africa by 2025. On the joint commitment of providing affordable electricity in Africa, the World Bank and Africa Development Bank both noted that power was necessary to foster growth and development, and the World Bank has committed to providing for around 250 million people, and the African Development Bank committed to providing for 50 million people, ensuring that they have power supply before the end of 2025. You and I both know that electricity is a human right. It is the basis by which people get access to health, education, and the ability to innovate, to manufacture, and to build productivity. Now, back in COP28, which is called the 2023 United Nations Climate Change Conference, the World Bank had made a commitment to connect 1 million Africans to affordable energy in 6 years. This commitment by the World Bank is multiplying that previous commitment by bringing in all parts of the bank and all parts of Africa. The president of the African Development Bank, who previously served as Nigeria's Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Mr. Akinwumi Adesina, on his part said the African Development Bank will make sure that it is able to provide 50 million people access by year 2030. But in addition, it will also harness the significant amount of renewable energy and potential we have in Africa. Next up, the federal government of Nigeria is set to receive around $2.2 billion single-digit interest loan from the World Bank and another budget support facility from the African Development Bank. The Minister of Finance, Mr. Wale Edun, disclosed this during a press briefing at the end of Nigeria's activity at the World Bank and International Monetary Fund spring meeting in Washington, D.C. in the United States. Now, when it comes to sourcing for international funding for the Nigerian economy, there are four main angles to consider. You have the diaspora remittances, you have the foreign portfolio investment, you have the facilities from the World Bank and other international development partners. Now, listen to the exact words of Mr. Wale Edun. We have qualified for the processing just this week to the board of directors of the World Bank of a total package of $2.25 billion of what you can call the closest you can get to a free lunch, virtually a grant. It's for a 10 to 20 year memorandum and about 1% interest. According to the application made by the federal government to the World Bank, from the $2.25 billion being applied, $1.5 billion of that money is targeted at development policy financing. And then $750 million of that is programmed for programs for result financing. The World Bank, on its own part, is yet to consider the approval of the federal government's $2.25 billion loan application, which the government said would provide crucial support to Nigeria's economic recovery efforts amidst ongoing fiscal deficit and supply chain challenges. However, the finance minister has said that the ministry is working closely with the World Bank on the loan application for up to $2.5 billion, raising hope that the facility could be approved when the board meets in June 2024. He also mentioned that the federal government will take a look at other mediums, such as tapping into issuing of dollar-denominated securities specifically targeted at Nigerians in diaspora and those with foreign-denominated savings in Nigeria as another measure to attract foreign inflows into the country. These attempts to issue more existing dollar-denominated securities can attract foreign investors into the country. There are some investors who hold US dollars but are reluctant to invest it in Naira-denominated securities. This move is bound to attract them into the country. This can also be a hedge against Naira devaluation. For Nigerian companies with dollar-denominated expenses or revenue streams, tapping dollar-denominated debt can be a way to hedge against potential devaluation of the Naira. In addition, this loan secured can help Nigeria in its budgetary support. You could have low-interest funding from the African Development Bank there, and more discussions with the foreign direct investors across many sectors. This move highlights the effort of the fiscal side of the economy in complementing the recent monetary policy reforms by the Central Bank of Nigeria. A lot of pundits and accolades have come the way of Tunde Onakoya, who took up the challenge to break the existing chessboard play time record by stretching to play for 60 hours in New York, this has brought a lot of attention to the game of chess. But how can this affect us as a people and by extension as a nation? Listen to MarketSquare reporter Grace as she shed light on this.
Did you know that a chessboard is like a battlefield where 64 squares are arranged in an 8x8 grid? It's like a small universe where thrilling battles of wit and strategy unfold. But here is the fun part. There are more possible chess game sequences than there are atoms in the observable universe. That's because each move opens up a whole new realm of possibilities, making every game unique and exciting. So next time you see a chessboard, remember, it's not just a wooden or plastic grid. It's a gateway to endless adventure where mind clash and strategy reign supreme. Tunde Onakoya, born on 6th of October 1994, is a Nigerian chess player and coach who holds the Guinness World Record for the longest marathon chess game and is the founder of Chess in Slum Africa. He has organized a number of interventions for children across slums in Lagos State, including Ikorodu, Makoko, and recently Oshodi. On 20th April 2024, Onakoya broke the World Chess Marathon record in New York, United States. He played for over 60 consecutive hours. Onakoya's endeavor was to raise $1 million for the education of children in Africa, particularly those without access to quality education. But how does chess benefit students? It teaches a variety of skills, including visualization, critical thinking, and problem solving. Students can then use those skills in their classes. For job seekers, chess game can help to develop valuable skills like critical thinking, problem solving, and planning skills to enhance productivity and innovation. Just like Oluwapelumi asks, how can Nigeria cash out from the chess game? An answer that comes to mind is through tourism. The government can develop dedicated parks or zones with giant chessboards where tourists can play life-size chess games. This can be a fun and interactive attraction, especially for families. The government can partner with individuals to establish cafes or restaurants with chessboard on every table, encourage tourists to play chess while enjoying refreshment. Tournaments or casual matches could be organized. The government can set up museums showcasing the history of chess. Famous chess players from the country like Tunde Onakoya or unique chess sets. This can be combined with workshop or demonstration. Local artisans should be encouraged to craft beautiful chess sets using traditional material or depicting scenes or figures from the country history and culture. This becomes high-value souvenirs and tourists. Private individuals can design and sell t-shirts, hats, bags, and phone cases with chess motifs or featuring famous chess players from the country. Who won't like to attend chess festival and tournaments? There could be a committee tasked to organize international chess tournaments that attract professional players and spectators, boosting tourism and potentially generating revenues through fees or sponsorship. Governments can engage private master chess players to teach tourists chess lessons of all skills levels. This can be a fun learning experience and a source of income. The government can curate special tours for chess enthusiasts visiting the country. These tours could include visits to historical chess locations, museums, workshops with artisans, and opportunities to play with local players. The government can seek partnership with travel agencies, chess federation, and online chess platforms to promote the country as a chess tourism destination.
We've come to the end of the show today. Thank you for joining me. Do have to follow us on all our social media platforms. My name is Oluwapelumi Awe. Do have a great day.